Everyone shut up. It's episode 7 of Raise the Bar. We're with QD.
You need to introduce Bao.
I mean, no, that's the thing. Bao needs no introduction. Flip it. That's a collab for Bao. His third social media post ever. The Serve Boys are on the same couch.
They changed the serve. They added a few different rules. We still, don't really know the swing stats. So
When Dekel first heard about it here at the lab, he was reading it out loud, and we were like, has your serve technique changed much since I beat you in the qualifiers of Rockwall PPA?
You did? I didn't even know that.
Like
my God.
My second ever tournament.
But Bao, we need you cheering on Dekel.
Sitting behind the ref.
Yeah, we real-time filming.
Yeah, show them the challenge.
Show him the challenge.
Today we're playing Megan Dijon and Andre Deesco. Playing men's doubles with James Ignatowich. DC team playing against Donald Young and Travis Redmeyer.
This is an MLP Premier team on the men's side, going up against a challenger team as Donald
That
Young
is true.
picked up by the smash.
Now you're putting a lot more pressure on us.
Got to be thinking about the narratives here.
Everyone shut up. It's episode 7 of Raise the Bar. You guys are in your places. We've got the lights. We're with QD and Bao from Atlanta. What's up, guys?
Yeah. What's up? How are you guys?
What's up?
How are you doing, Ryan?
Let's go Raise the
You
Bar.
guys sound so tame. It was so exciting pre-call, but
We're ready.
okay, the Serve Boys are on the same couch. But for those that don't know, we're with Duong. And I had to look up the stats today, Quang. Do you know the stats of your PPA medals?
No idea, no, but it's not many. That's what I know.
That's okay. Yeah, I could add them up in my head. But you do have a gold in men's.
Oh, yeah.
You have a gold in singles, and you have 4 other medals in singles. We don't have that mixed medal for you yet, but that's coming. You won the Monsoon Open.
Yes.
You've been eliminated from the Atlanta Slam this week.
Yes.
And you're,
That's the
and you're-
highlight.
yeah, and you're a very high-performing member of the Texas Rangers. So welcome to Raise the Bar.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and Bao, we'll get to you. You chime in at any moment, but we'll get to you.
Wait, you need to introduce Bao.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, no, that's the thing. Bao needs no introduction.
That is good. That's true.
That's a great introduction.
Bao.
Flip it. That's a collab for Bao. His third social media post ever. But anyways, welcome QD and Dekel. I mean, you guys are in Thursday of the progression, so Quang, you had some fun partnerships this week, but well, actually, let's just tell the people. We're going to talk about training. We're going to talk about tennis to pickleball. We're going to talk about life on tour a little bit, but really get into the training method. I think that's what stands out to players and coaches and fans. And you guys are obviously beloved as people and personalities, but I think for a lot of the folks that listen to this, they want to get better. They're just curious about the high levels of the game. So we're going to get into that stuff. But this week is an important thing. It's in one of your 64 events this year. But you had some fun partnerships. Can you tell us a little bit about men's and mixed?
Yeah, I
this
mean,
week?
mixed. Me and Lauren, I think we did all right. Of course, there's some things that we need to adjust as well. Yeah, against Lucy, they just played extremely solid. They keep dropping everything. I mean, in the first set, they were driving everything. I think it was around 6-6 where they called the timeout. After that, I did not see a single drive from Lucy or Matt. They just dropping coming
Soft
up.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, soft. But yeah, overall that was a good match, and of course me and Augie.
One sec, you and Lauren though, that's team grip it and rip it.
Yeah.
You get the Selkirk Power Air is just ripping people to shreds.
Well, we try what we can.
Yeah. But yeah, you had Augie, a left side. Have you played with many lefties in men's yet?
No, over here, but
he's usually across the net. But yeah.
But no, not really. Actually, not that many. So what I've remembered, but I mean, me and Augie, we didn't play that bad. I mean, Martin and De La Rosa, they're a very tough team. We had them in the first set. Actually, we were up
9-3.
8-3, 9-5.
Wow.
We got to change it to game, man.
Oh yeah,
You've been-
game.
you've
I was
been
about
here
to say
Oh,
you're.
game.
That's like me saying the Donald Young's a silver medalist.
It's like Donald saying racket all the time too.
Yeah.
And of course, in that one, I had like 5 at crucial moments. The ref called me on the serve because it wasn't the toss. No, it wasn't the toss like how
What
it
was
used to
it?
be. Not the bowling animation, whatever they keep saying.
It wasn't a bowling
And
bowling ball serve.
the sidearms.
Yes. So
And then I tried to obviously my best to explain because
Yeah.
I'm holding a Western grip and I'm hitting. It's practically impossible for me to hit remotely on top or directly at the ball because I'm
Yeah.
literally banging my wrist like this. But the rest, oh no, that's how I saw it. But she can't see the ball like 2 feet now. But that's how she saw it.
QD
but,
taking shots right now.
let's go, love it.
But
Yeah.
like I said, I barely complain to the ref or anything. I'm not gonna call like the head ref to come because I just try to focus on the match itself. But yeah, 5 crucial points that she called me on the serve.
Damn.
Yeah, that's tough. No, they changed the serve rule this week.
That's the only reason we have you guys together is you're bonding over being the
Yes,
bullseye
over
of serve rule enforcement.
Yeah, they changed the serve. They added a few different rules that you're besides what we had previously, that the toss needs to be from your hip or below, that you also your arm at contact or your swing needs to be 45 degrees and contact needs to be 45 degrees. It's a little bit unclear, to be honest.
But
when you
what's
talk
the
to
45
refs.
degree? You guys should know by now.
We still, don't really know the swing path. So
When Dekel first heard about it here at the lab, he was reading it out loud, and we were like, maybe you guys still don't know
figure out what it means, and
Yeah.
and it means something different to each ref, and they're calling it differently, and that's what is causing big issues. Like each match is called differently, and you're serving differently each match. So it's just not. I don't think it's written very well, and I don't think it's just too open to interpretation, and it's not good when it's such a big judgment call for the ref each match, and it just very different match to match.
Yeah,
that's
that's tough.
Yeah.
What do you predict? What do you predict today is going to happen, Dekel?
What's that?
What do you predict today is going to happen?
More faults, more issues, and yesterday was a disaster. Maybe today they'll be a little bit more in line. I know the refs talked and trying to figure it out. Again, this rule is coming from PPA, and the refs are trying to adjust to it, and everybody's learning in the spot. I feel like there should be it should be done a bit. There should be more testing done before a rule is implemented, and we should have more data on a rule before we execute it. So hopefully we do that in the future and avoid these unfortunate calls and just like situations by just
Okay, you're talking too political.
Players know what it means. Like at the moment,
it's a bit of a shit show. Yeah. It's less enforceable than some previous iterations of it.
For sure. This is
and you guys only had 2 days.
This is the least easily enforceable rule we've ever had by a long shot. So I don't suspect it'll, if I had to bet, it'll keep getting changed a little bit or to some different ways until it's better, or at least the intention of the rule, like the refs will let us know better what they want or what they need.
Got it. And you're going to film all of your serves today? Yes.
I am. Yes, I got a
Boom.
I got a tripod. It's all set up, and I wanna see what I'm doing and what I'm doing wrong, maybe like what they are saying I'm doing wrong, and I wanna also show them what I'm doing. And
are you going to try to do it between games or something?
No. This is for
Why
after.
Not?
Like
that'd be cool. You get a warning in the first game, and then like during the 2-minute break, you're like, "Hey, excuse me."
That'd be very fast learning.
Smart.
Yeah.
I mean, anyway, anything's possible. Anything's possible.
Maybe I'll take a serve medical timeout to go study my serve.
I've been hitting it at 43 degrees. My wrist is a little cranky right now.
So they're wanting, from what I understood, they're wanting not just a low to high motion, but a very clear low to high motion. Basically, more low to high than side to side, which is why it needs to be.
Well, when we talked about it, I said I said Fed and QD and Tyson are going to be
There's
unfairly or fairly. I was like, they're going to be on the receiving end of this.
But again, only some refs are calling it a certain way.
I know.
and
No,
some
I
are
get it.
not.
I get it.
That's
I
the
get
issue.
it.
So you're getting it only in certain matches. So it's
Oh,
pretty
and the producer's phoning in. He's saying Dekel needs to stop talking about the serve. But
more serve? Right.
yeah, no, it's good. No, we're gonna have 2 or 3 more days of serve stuff. But speaking of the serve, Quang, has it changed much since you first has your serve technique changed much since I beat you in the qualifiers of Rockwall PPA?
You did? I didn't even know that.
Like my
Oh my
second
God.
my second ever tournament, and it was my first ever doubles tournament.
Small world.
In the qualifier, I lost to Ryan.
Let's go.
Shout out Peter Godfrey. What's that?
You have drafted yourself. Why did you draft this guy?
I mean, things change. Rate of learning, rate of improvement.
It worked.
Yeah, but I remember. I don't think I ever asked the ref to call, but it was so foreign at the time. Well, one, it was good, and two, it was so foreign, and it was like it has to be illegal because it was like the paddle tips down there, and I was like, I don't want to return this. But has it always been that since like day one of Pickle?
Yes,
Like,
it
yeah.
has. Honestly, I think the only thing that has changed is like the tossing motion, the dropping. And
Yeah.
honestly, like I'm okay with the dropping. Like I barely at the Masters, I get called like once or twice, and that's it for the rest of the tournament so far.
Yeah.
So I feel like the dropping is okay. It just the new rule is like
Yeah.
Dekel said, it's like very unclear what
For
to
sure.
do.
For sure. Yeah, that's tough. I mean, Dekel, were you serving as hard 2 years ago as you are this past year or this past season?
Well, with the previous USAP rules,
Yeah.
I would say yes. Like 2 years ago, maybe
Yeah.
not all the time, or
Got
maybe a little bit less hard. You slowly get better at it.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, I mean,
but
Quang,
yeah, I would say 2 years ago I was serving hard.
Yeah.
3 and 4 years ago, not as hard. It kind of slowly got
Yeah.
harder. Yeah.
I mean, Quang was early though to weaponizing the serve.
Yeah.
Very
It's
early.
also with the paddles now, it's easier to do.
Yeah.
Like he didn't used to have as much. No, he didn't used to have as much spin.
But
Like
he's playing with the power air.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. Hey, Bao, watch it. You're wearing silk.
I need the equipment.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, it is the equipment keeps getting better, so it's easier to keep the ball
Yeah.
in when you hit it hard.
So Q, do you ever? I mean, I haven't observed it, but do you ever change the power and velocity of the serve, or regardless of score, regardless if you miss, like you're going for it?
I do. I'm not really change the power, but trying like different like spin or different like areas for some but mostly I just see the ball, I step on the line, rip it as hard as possible, and hopefully they missed.
Yeah, I feel like you lock and load, and it could be like after you just lost 4 points in a row, or you won 3, or you missed it by 2 feet. It's like lock and load, and I've always admired that. Remember going back to Atlanta MLP where you beat James and Dekel in men's. Your serve.
I don't remember that.
It's funny.
It was
DC. Sorry, DC. We've had a lot of events.
Oh, that one I remember.
Yeah, where James came into the players' lounge, and I think he was kind of towards me and other peeps, but he was just like, "Quang, damn, look, Quang, he got me." He was just living in his head after.
I just wasn't ready. I wasn't expecting that.
I just wasn't expecting that. Like, he's good. Like it was the most emotion I've seen out of James, post match on a game day, which was cool. But anyway, so you've been using the serve to your advantage for a while. Next tournament, do you have to change anything, or are you going to see how this like Atlanta plays out for rule enforcement?
I mean, I feel like after today, I think me and Dekel should be good. I mean, we're gonna have like a 3-hour bowling session at the bowling places.
Yeah,
sneak peek, some
what
viral content.
it feels like 45 degrees now.
We're gonna practice.
Yeah. That's cool.
They want to bowl me, we'll serve.
Yeah. You guys need to get like bowling shirts though. You need to go to like the local Goodwill and get like some,
yeah.
No, honestly, to do this bit well. Yeah, and Bao, you need to be there too. Bring in the lefty, the lefty action, the lefty
I
spin.
serve righty.
You serve righty?
Yeah, he's still righty, but
I'm
switched to
ambidextrous,
lefty.
so
Okay, Jack
but-
Monroe, we
well,
get it.
that's not
Ambi,
how
I'm Ambi. Yeah. Okay.
Why don't you do all lefty?
because I'm a righty.
He's
Oh,
I
so you
play
are
lefty,
righty.
though.
So you started playing lefty because you thought it because it's an advantage, or what
I
exactly?
just trained lefty from when I was born. I didn't
Okay.
remember.
Did your dad want you to play
Yeah.
lefty?
yeah.
Okay.
Fun fact: he actually tried to copy your serve the most. Actually,
Yeah,
really?
it worked a lot. And any of it.
Nice.
That's the thing.
There
I
you go.
missed a lot of stuff.
The serve boys.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, more practice you'll get it, but I'm glad I'm inspiring little kids or very big kids.
Very
but-
strong,
and-
very mature.
Sure. Yes. Just about how old are you?
13.
I was 13.
He's like out muscling both of you on that couch right
He's
now.
he's bigger than both of us together.
Yeah, he's definitely an enforcer. But real quick before we get into QD training, which Bao is a big part of, Bao, when did your love affair with James Ignatowich start? And why will you be watching him and Dekel's every movement today when they play later?
Okay, so it was like I was playing at the Daytona Beach PPA like last year in December with Quang, and so basically we lost 0-2 to
EJ and
Eric Ling,
Eric Ling, yeah.
and I had this really good one scorpion backhand shot, and so on James's podcast he mentioned me and Quang. So I was like, yeah, I'm on a podcast.
Made it.
And so
Nice.
it was like the CBIC final, and I actually finally met him. And I was saying like, "Hey, thanks for mentioning me on the podcast, James." He said, "Yeah, no worries," and we just started going up from there.
That's how male friendships blossom these days. Okay, cool. Yeah, but you're like a top one fan of James. Almost to the extent where like ranchers are competing in MLP,
It's
and
not
we're gonna
a
get.
James wins.
I mean, your loyalties are like very tested in those games, which is crazy. But it's I look
After
past
we
that.
MVP, I'm not gonna be a James fan anymore. Anyway.
What?
What?
First of all, you only win if we'll not be there.
Whoa.
Second, I think you'll still be a James fan.
Hear that, James?
Do you have Bao, do you have any shot? Do you have any Max Freeman, Ryan Fu tendencies to clone James? Like, do you have any of the shots that resemble him?
Bro, his backhand thing is more like James and me.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. He gets down and he like to the outside of the ball and like shoveling coal. Yeah. But other than that, is there anything else that you like about James? Play style?
No, not really.
Wow, just the personality, just the character. Okay.
That's the character.
We'll get to Val. We'll get to your.
I don't like coffee anyways.
We'll get okay. Well, you don't chug cold brew at like 8 p.m. But we'll get to your game later. But when I get into training, I think that's a lot of people are interested in trying to get better, whether it's 4.0 to 4.5 or just understand more about the pro game. I mean, Quang and Bao, you guys with your father Duke, certainly are seen doing a lot of sessions. There's an intensity there. There's a work ethic there, but there's also kind of a unique approach. And I think maybe I can set the scene, or Dekel, maybe you can share what you perceive it to be, and then I can try to set the scene more broadly for folks who are not necessarily on site at MLP or PPA real quick.
So, first of all, whenever we get there, it doesn't matter the time. If it's morning, afternoon, evening, they're on court with their dad training. Yeah. Sometimes it's their dad just hitting balls as hard as he can at Quang. Sometimes it's both of them hitting it at Q, and then just a lot of different drills and very, very specific drills. I would say from what it looks like, just working on a very specific skill, kind of isolating things. I think we briefly talked about just like how they use a basket and just a lot of very specific reps, which helps improve faster. I think, which is great. It's feel like if everybody had a coach like that, that would be 24/7 with them, it's a huge thing, and I think it's a big reason of Kwang's like very fast, meteoric rise in pickleball.
Dallas qualifiers to
Premier
and medaling on the tour.
From losing to Ryan to one of the better MLP players. So it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, so for people who don't know, the intensity is there, the sessions are there, like the work ethic is there, and I don't know if it's probably unmatched at this point in terms of like dedicated raw reps. Like, would you say that's probably true at the moment? I mean, there's a lot of hard workers. A lot of people put in off.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
There's a lot of people hardworking, but in terms of those 10 or 20, like you got to be up there, right?
Yeah, I would hopefully so, but
Yeah.
of course, I mean, everyone has their own like training style. So, but I think everyone is also working hard in their own ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just the reps in just days in days out so far for me has been working. So
Yeah, that's cool. And then the other thing Dekel was pointing out is the specificity of like what you guys will do. So, I mean, I would love to just almost demonstrate it on court, but there's an example of like you'll do cross court dinks with rolling your two-hander, but your dad will be standing in the kitchen with the gearbox to like more immediately pop that ball back to get it back to you faster. So you have to move your feet even quicker, and then he may give you a higher ball for you to rip. But that's just that loop is what you're doing, because either you made a mistake in the previous match about it, or that's a missed opportunity in like an area of attack that you should do. But that's the level of like, it's not just, we're going to do cross-court dinking and work. It's like, no, I'm going to hit like 30, 40, 50, like deliberate two-hand roll dinks, get those back immediately. And every third or fourth one kind of like learn to like extend that flick. Like is that a good concrete example for folks?
Yes, definitely. I mean, my dad always have like a specific routine for every match that I played. Like for example, in Kansas or whatever, we know we're going to play DC, Dekel and James, so we spend like at least 20 minutes and half an hour just returning. But that was like standing on the other side, just smacking overhead for me to get low. Returning the serve, especially Dekel and James, they both have an extremely big serve. So just having easier said than done. I mean, I can see as well as my dad does because he's a coach.
Sure.
He's always watching how I played, watching my weakness or the other guy's weakness for preparing me for always the next match.
Yeah. Has the training style always been like that, where it's very, very dedicated, very focused on kind of like a specific pattern or ball movement?
Yeah, I would definitely say that. I mean, we incorporate tennis training to it, badminton training to it, paddle tennis, ping pong training to it, because the pickleball is kind of like a mixture of all those sports combined. Yeah.
Did you feel like it was mini tennis at first, and then you came to understand that there are some more unique components to pickle, and it may be badminton or ping pong-esque, or were you like, I'm just going to run people around this court and hit semi-western forehand rips?
For me, when switching to like a mini court, it's pretty easy. I just understand like
he's calling it a mini court.
Mini court. Sorry.
Love it.
Big Pickle's not gonna like mini court.
Oh, it's all relative.
Because I played like I would say like no what I'm saying like my transition to like the pickleball court was like for me it's like easier to understand a little bit. I just need to fine-tune what to do between like the cat and mouse to learn what to do in those situations. I mean, really has gotten much better in these past like a year. But yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of people even my dad says they think that since they're a tennis player, switching to pickleball is easier. In some aspects, they would pick up the game much faster, but then again, because since I played many different racket sports like paddle, ping pong, badminton, so I'm kind of used to like the movement and stuff.
Yeah. What's an example of like ping pong? What's an example of like ping pong training coming into practice for you guys?
Like ping pong, for example, the peck and flick.
Yeah.
Peck and flick, some hands and eyes coordination, The badminton is for like movement on the kitchen, because in badminton you don't really cross step at all. You just like two big steps, like a kind of like a shuffle, basically.
Yeah.
You
It,
barely cross steps in badminton. So it's
you shuffle a lot. I was about to ask you, do you feel
yes.
like physical fitness, obviously we see you in the gym and you're doing, warming up and pre-ab and training like everyone should and largely does. But I feel like your kitchen play is so intense on like lower body movement, lateral movement out to the left, especially, if the Johns want to like hit you 80% of the balls in settled kitchen play. It's like, how have you guys tried to like focus on making sure like you're always able to do that? Because that's tough in a best of three after a long day, or like your third match in the day, like dinking the way you do to get to the outside of the ball and to roll that and hit 9 out of 10 difficulty dinks is tough. Like what do you guys focus on to make sure you can do that?
Oh no, definitely. I mean, my dad also works a lot of cardio on me, especially to prepare like those long matches. Um, and besides, like every time that we know we're gonna play Ben and Colin, I mean, obviously they're considered one of the best teams in the world. They have
Yeah.
like the best winning record. We spend like at least like an hour and a half, an hour just working on Pacific's strategy just for them.
Yeah. That's cool. I mean, yeah, sometimes, especially in the 100-degree days that we've had on tour or, at MLP, and you're having to like just hit a dink. It's not just like, you don't take it out of the air all that much, at the moment. And so it's like, you got to get to the outside of the ball. You got to roll that, you got to come back. They push you back out. And it's just, it's a grind. You have a grindy, work intense kitchen play.
For sure,
Yes.
watching Quang and James hit crossword back into each other, I'm
These guys need to do it. They need to do a boutique studio fitness class.
Yes,
Like come and dink, men's and ladies, like $40
Every
for
time
an
I'm
hour.
thinking crossword with James, I'm just like, I kind of make it a point of emphasis for me to move the least as I can, and for him to move as do his thing. And I'm just standing there hitting volleys from the air, not moving at all, just for fun. And then he's just like, I see him sweating and like, all right, let's get some water.
Yeah, it's intense.
It's good though. I mean, obviously they get in a good position and it's very aggressive dinks and they're very good and they get in good shape. And I'm trying to implement my own two-handed backhand. It's not quite to that level yet, but it's slowly getting better.
Slowly, for sure. You got to work on the two-handed lob, QD style,
yeah.
Chef Q.
It's good.
The brush up. Just don't do it against Dekel and Vivian.
Oh yeah,
big point.
That's fine.
No, it's like, I mean, we
I thought like the one that you hit it like against Vivian, I was like, dang, good lob. I'm gonna get ready, and she just jumps and slams it off.
I forgot that Vivian was a former tennis player, and she's like
6 foot. Yeah, she's like 5'11". Yeah. But really quick, Quang, another thing on the like tennis to pickle conversion. Where have you seen some talented friends, who have tennis, whether it's college or juniors experience, like struggle to make the pickle conversion? Is it because they're just trying to hit too hard, or is it that they don't necessarily have the touch in decision making in the kitchen? Like where have some of your buddies or former competitors like struggle to convert as fast as you?
Yeah, I mean, like this year, since like they all like some of them keep texting me sometimes like, oh, how's the pickleball this? I mean, I would say like what 3 to 4 or 5 of my old tennis friends who I played double with just like 2 years ago are now trying to doing pickleball.
Oh, nice.
Like Zane Ford.
Oh, yeah. Florida guy, right?
Yeah, Florida guy. The guy
Yeah.
is old friend, good friend, James Delgado, and some other guys. But like I said, I think for me the easiest because I've been playing like other racket sports already.
Yeah.
With like a mini paddle. Yes, I say mini paddle, not racket anymore.
Good job.
Yeah, no. I'm getting to the pickleball mindset now. Like with a mini paddle, and I think that kind of works well for me. And like I said, we use a lot of different sports incorporated to the pickleball game as well.
Yeah, but specifically for those friends that don't necessarily have multiple racket sports experience and they're just tennis, like where do you see them? And maybe Dekel can answer this because you've seen a lot in your last 5 years. But like where do you see the biggest like friction points with trying to become a talented pickleball player?
Yeah, you know, 'cause usually I have like my dad usually overlooks what I train and everything, so he always
Yeah.
kind of know like what to do.
Got it.
Like if a tournament I did bend something, okay, we gotta fix this for not to happen in the next
Yeah.
tournament. Yeah,
Let's
like
go to Dekel. Let's go to
yeah,
Dekel on this.
let's go Dekel now.
Yeah, I think they try to play a little bit too much tennis sometimes, and not understand it is a different sport, and just the soft game is a little bit difficult for people to transition to. But in general, like eventually people learn they need to do the soft game, and they learn how to do it. But it's just not always a smooth transition with the hands, or with certain other skills in pickleball. I think the hands part, or just the kind of the quick little steps, quick reflex, or the strategy of just right shot at the right time is the barrier for a lot of people. Sometimes some people in tennis are just great from the baseline and are grinders, and they'll just be there all day. They're very physical and very good at what they do, but it doesn't translate very well to pickleball. And then there's some like big servers, big guys like Isner or Query, like they're
And Dekel.
I guess Dekel. But I'm going towards people who I feel like I transitioned okay to pickleball, so at least okay. But Query and Isner, they're like Query is improving, and he's doing better. Well, now injured, but he was doing better. But it's not as smooth of a transition, because he's a little bit like slower person, like slower in general, just 'cause he's big. Like their serve, how big they are, it doesn't translate well to tennis. It's a bigger target. I know myself, I'm a big target. I get hit a lot, and they're bigger, and it's a little bit bulkier and just slower in the hands department, because that's how the bodies are. And then you get maybe somebody like Kyrgios, who is big but like also like very quick with the hands, and it would transition better. So
Tommy Paul. I think Tommy Paul would be a very good pickleball player.
Yeah,
obviously in singles, but I think he could transition.
Yeah,
really or Emma Navarro. Do you watch much tennis anymore, Q, or no?
I only watched like the Grand Slam or the highlights. I wish you watched highlights, because highlights are way more fun.
Not a true. I mean, I did say Donald Young was a silver medalist, so that's on me. I'm not part of big tennis, but I also watched, I think, more of the actual gameplay than most of the former great tennis players now on the pickleball tour, which is weird, but it's okay. We can move past that. I'm just a rackets guy. But Bao, you're involved in the training a lot. So as much as we see Duke on court, you're there, sometimes across the net, sometimes feeding, sometimes having to respond to vicious rips. What is your favorite drill to do with Q?
Fast hands.
Fast hands? Because you can beat them?
Or
you just like...
Yeah, he mostly, like, in practice, Bao has, like, a faster hands than me.
Yeah.
How about
in practice?
Yeah. Not yet. Bao's not ready for match play.
I don't have that tournament mentality.
Not yet.
Okay.
He'll be trying to get more tournament mentality next year.
Nice. Is that what's the date on the tournament mentality?
Ooh. It's not confirmed.
Bao and I are gonna do it. He'll probably be signed by then, so I'll have to drag him back into the qualities. But Bao and Ryan are gonna play. What's your least favorite drill? What's your least when you're like, man, I love my dad and my brother a lot because I'm out here doing this stupid thing and I hate this.
Oh, it's easy. I know what it is.
Well, hold up. Let's see if
driving in the back of him.
What?
He, like
ground strokes,
basically.
Or basically anything that involves singles.
So that's your least favorite.
Yeah, I don't like your ground strokes at all.
Got it. But you're playing singles.
I know.
You played last few tournaments, and you're doing well. I mean, you almost took a game off of Gabe, 12-10.
We
won't talk
about what happened the next game.
First game was really good. Right,
I think Gabe was playing lefty. Yeah, I would say actually about like in doubles, what's your game at now? Obviously, you're 13. We don't need to like put too much pressure on you, but you are around a great talent in your brother. The tour, you play a lot. But
by 15, we expect number 1 in the world, so no pressure. But
Yeah.
You can
Well,
be number
what do you think? What's the strong suit, and what really needs to be worked on in the lab or with Duke?
I would just say in match I break down a lot since I barely played in tournaments in my life. Like my first ever tournament in anything was a professional pickleball tournament. So
Got it.
Nice.
I sometimes I take it too seriously, and sometimes I don't. And so like I miss some really easy shots or some really easy serve. I just need to be more consistent of everything
Okay.
really.
Yeah. And hands are the thing that people are going to fear in the
Yeah.
coming year or two.
Your box.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, what's your least favorite drill to do?
My least favorite drill. Ooh, actually, I don't really have a least favorite drill. I would say the the thinking movement that my dad does for me, like almost every doubles match. Honestly, I feel like that's like tougher than when he just moves me around in the back.
So like singles side to side.
Yeah, single side to side. But yeah, I mean, that drill, the hand and touch, and obviously, if something you don't like, you gotta do it more. But yeah, probably
Yeah.
that's like my least favorite drill to do.
Okay. We got a few more questions, rapid fire, to close
Okay.
out this good chat with you guys. Quang, is there a player on tour that has a better overhead than you?
Better overhead than me. In terms of power, maybe James, but I feel like I have like a pretty good overhead compared to like most of them.
Yeah, I would say James and Thomas are to me the number 1 and 2, and then Q is up there, of course.
I think Q's retrieval is a little better than James. Like if there's like step back,
going back,
like
step
one or
back.
two,
Yeah, I can
out of
see
the
it.
air.
Yeah.
Like I think that's where Will Howells and Quang have the best. I think, but in a settled, yeah, I think James and Thomas or J-Dub has an angled put away. That's
J-Dub has a lot of
Very
power.
good.
Yeah.
he has a lot of power, but also it's like that Mari Humberg spot, like cross court, like just into the sideline. Like he angles it really well.
And he sometimes when he's like set to jump like for the lob, he can jump high.
Yeah,
also.
he gets up. He gets up. Q, what's the next shot that we're gonna see, kind of like come into tournament gameplay from you?
Like mostly I think it's gonna be like the reaching and back and flick, or different or speed up in like different spots. Now it's just instead of just keep like going in one spot.
Nice. I like that. That's good.
Variety.
That's
Right.
cool. Yeah, yeah. Like a chicken wing left shoulder of the guy across from you.
Oh, and actually, lastly, in the Ernie, I did like
Ah.
4 Ernies yesterday.
Nice. There we go.
Really?
Yeah,
There we go.
I saved a match point with an Ernie against Lucy and Matt.
Yeah. I mean,
And, the bowling ball serve.
Oh yeah, and and of course, sorry, the bowling ball serve as well. I can't forget the bowling
there
ball.
you go. Yeah, Big Pickle producers were telling me to get your bowling ball serve worked on, but awesome. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to catch Dekel anytime soon in the Burt count, but in the Ernie show and Ernie execution, I think you can start to give him a run for his money.
All right, I want to see it.
Yeah, it's cool. For as much lateral movement and badminton shuffling that you do, you can get around that corner. So, anyways, good luck. Good luck at the next event. But Bao, we need you cheering on Dekel. He's going in some tense matches with James today. And
Sitting behind the refs,
Perfect.
just expecting their.
yeah, you should real time filming. Real time film. Be like, hey, ref, excuse me. Oh, that was good.
Yeah, show him the challenge.
Show them the challenge. But anyways, you guys have fun tonight with your activities as a group. It should be fun.
I'll ask just like a quick.
Oh yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So basically, this morning I kind of post something on I posted on my Instagram. I'm doing like a huge donation to Vietnam to help the cause, because recently, like in September 7th, a week ago, like a massive storm. It was like a huge storm, like a typhoon. It was like the worst in the past 30 years. In Vietnam, like at least 1,000 lives has lost so far, and the flood has gotten so bad that everyone's like living on top of a roof, because the flood is like so bad that if you literally go down there, you get swept away. So basically, I'm just donating like $10,000 to Vietnam, and then my dad hasn't set up the accounts yet, but he would do it tonight. So any open, hopefully sponsors or any open donation would be extremely grateful. So yeah, thank you.
Got it. Yeah,
That's awesome for me.
it's
10,000.
tragic. Yeah.
Yeah.
You probably already follow him, but it's it's avatar underscore ball underscore bender
That's correct.
on IG if you want to go check that out. Shout out to you, Bao. Best Instagrammer on tour. But anyways, thank you guys for coming by. Room 125, Dekel Bar.
Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, it'll only be a problem, Dekel, if you get the championship Sunday.
Yeah, true.
You know,
Okay,
so.
so hopefully it's a problem. I'm actually staying here regardless until Sunday. So
Okay.
maybe I'll change rooms on tomorrow.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Okay, that was QD and Bao, Duong. Guy's a machine.
Yeah.
A friendly, smiley
He is.
machine on the court, but off court, they're an extremely likable pair and family, and it's great to have them. It's cool.
Yeah, for sure. Like they're definitely very intense on court and very intense training, but like whenever you talk to them off court, it's always very friendly. They're a very nice family, good people. So
yeah, we
it's
need more
cool to have
of the Duongs on tour. It helps.
100%.
And to be honest, I think maybe the most marketable pickleball athlete we've had in the last 6 months. Like his rate of like inbound autograph pitcher requests at MLP or the tour is far higher than I think anybody else, and obviously
Definitely very marketable.
Wants to grow the game in Vietnam and overseas, and
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna be a megastar. But it all started with Raise the Bar and 14 years of racket experience and intense training. But
Raise the bar, main thing, right?
Yeah, your words, not mine. But anyway, let's get into This Week in Pickle. This will be a shorter segment. But first, thank you to Yola for helping make this podcast happen. Dekel is an awesome, high-performing Yola athlete, and they're really helping us make sure that this gets produced and shared and cut up and all those things in the digital age. So thank you to them, and thank you for them giving Dekel a good paddle to perform well with.
Amazing paddle, the best paddle. No, it seriously is. And we're doing another giveaway, guys. Yes, another one. Paddle of your choice. All you have to do to get in this giveaway is like this video, subscribe to our YouTube, and follow us on Instagram. So pretty simple.
What were the 3 steps?
Like this video, subscribe on YouTube, and follow our Instagram.
Cool. Paddle of choice. That is a big
Yola paddle of choice.
Yola paddle of choice. What Yola pick? That's a bad pun. But okay, moving on. Let's go to This Week in Pickle. You're in Atlanta. Obviously, we're literally doing the morning of. You got some matches coming up today. Who do you have in men's? Who do you have in mixed?
Yeah, in mixed. So me and Tina already won 2 matches this week so far. We had a little battle yesterday. We won in 3 games. That felt pretty good. We won first game relatively easy. Second game was a battle. We lost 11-9. And then we won 11-5 in the third. We played against Brooke Buckner and Colin Schick. They're a solid team. They've been playing together a bunch this year.
Colin is springy like a cat, dude.
Yeah.
His crash and bash on his own drive.
He's got great drives. Brooke is super solid. And
are they dipping, or it seem like they're just really like hard and low?
He was hitting them more hard and low yesterday. Yeah. Anyway, that was a fun match. And then today we're playing Megan Dijon and Andre Diesco. So it's a good team. They had a good match with Banana Lee last week. We played them in practice a couple times. I feel like we know what we need to do. We have the game plan ready, and it's about executing it.
There we go.
So yeah, excited for that one. And then playing men's doubles with James Ignatowich. Jimmy. DC team. We're playing against Donald Young and Travis Redmeyer. So they beat Colin and Jack
Solid
the
win for
previous
them.
round. So a
Yeah.
lot of shake and bakes, a lot of good tennis players on that court. So yeah, Donald Young coming off his mixed doubles final in US Open, which is very legit. No, obviously two good players. I watched some of their match. I'm going to watch the rest of it before we play and come up with a game plan.
This is an MLP Premier team on the men's side going up against a challenger team, as Donald
That
Young
is true.
picked up by the
Now
smash.
you're
You got to
putting a
be
lot more pressure on us.
got to be thinking about the narratives here. That's cool, and you're going to have a little bit of a hectic day, I think, conditions-wise, with some wind. It's already rained.
Yeah, it looks. Yesterday the wind started, and today is rainy as well with some wind. So we'll see. We'll see what the weather brings. There's quite a few indoor courts there now in Atlanta, so that's cool. The venue definitely is getting better each time. So yeah, definitely have the indoor covered. Hopefully we'll play more outside. I feel like people prefer that in general at a tournament, or just not to change conditions each time. But we have good indoor, so that's great.
Okay, well, Travis and Donald, they're going to create some chaos. The lefty, and James has been predominantly on the left for you.
Yeah, so we played just one match
a close
yesterday,
one.
But what's that? A very close one.
A very close
game
one.
Down game points in both games, one 15-13 and 12-10. Yeah, we didn't start great in each game and kind of clawed our way back. James played mostly on the left, but we changed to me on the left a few times during that match, just according to how kind of we were feeling and how the game was going. In practice we were doing almost all James on the left, and we're half stacking, so we're not unwinding the stack on the return. I feel like we don't want to give that advantage to our opponents, and we're both comfortable on each side. I feel like if we'll have like a clear side that we both want to play against, a certain matchup, then we might unwind the stack. But I think especially today, playing against two guys that drive a lot, then there's no real need to unwind it, unless we see some advantage in a certain way.
Good versatility there. Eric and Wyatt, man, that game one, they had like 4 game points, and they had some wild
more than 4. In the second game, they had 4.
Carlos is walking in right now, but we were watching that live over a meal, and it was like, like they had so many.
Who just walked in?
Carlos, coach.
Oh, I thought you said Wyatt. No.
You can come on. He won't. You can't talk, but
Carlos.
He's saying Carlos.
Miss you.
Yeah. Oh, volume control.
All right. Are you guys recording?
Yeah, we're recording.
Oh, I'm going to be on it?
Yeah, you're going to be on it. Second appearance, not a big deal. But anyways, we were watching it, and Eric and Y had just so many like potential crash bash like balls that just went long, and you had one sick leave. I think it was like out by 2 inches, like by your hip.
Yeah.
But they were. I think he was a little nervous, but they were just trying to like finish that game, and they had 4 like line drives go past you. It was tough.
Yeah, I think yesterday was the most, and mixed too was the most I left balls. Like I feel like I've improved. I'm not.
What do you
it's not my thing.
This is a mini juicy tidbit. What do you attribute it to?
Just recognizing when
Carlos's bad speed ups in the lab.
Yes, ball path is like where the ball is coming from. So ball path kind of when to try to get out the way. It's still a thing I need to work on, but. It's more. I feel like it's more instincts. Just the more you play, the more you do it, the better you get at it. I know. It's
actionable for our fans.
So again, if the counter or the drive is from lower, try to recognize it earlier and move early out of the way. So just where they're hitting the ball from, I would say is key, and how hard they're hitting it.
And the easier one is to start with drives. I think for
drives and like let's say you counter the ball down and then you see them with a big swing coming back. So Try to get
That's
out
where
the way. a little
Colin
bit.
starts walking off the court immediately.
Yeah.
He's so good at recognizing.
Yes, exactly. He's very good at it.
He's
For
just
me,
like, there's no way.
I try to get out the way, and somehow it still hits me usually. So somehow it didn't hit me
And
yesterday.
you don't even have that muscular of an upper
mostly.
body. It's crazy.
Right? I agree. But I don't know.
The
It
Crown
still
Plaza
hits
gym
me.
is not seeing the the upper body.
No,
problem.
I'm not daily at the gym during tournaments. A lot of stretching, a lot of foam rolling, a lot of stuff like that. But yeah,
Classic 2010 foam roller trend. Still there. Okay, well, good luck today in the matches.
Thank you.
Hopefully we'll be able to recap a little bit next episode on maybe a Friday, Saturday, Sunday finish, but we'll see one by one.
Hopefully. Yeah, you're here for until Sunday, and then we're going to New York for MLP. So we're playing with James there as well. With the whole DC team, excited for New York. It's going to be in Central Park, so we're all going to be in Manhattan. I'm really excited for it. Just like playing in Central Park with that view, just that location. I'm sure they'll do make the venue really nice. A lot of people will come, I assume. I'm just really excited for it.
You're amped. You're pumped.
I am amped. This is the one I'm most amped for. Like just the location, the scenery. I don't know. It's cool playing in Manhattan and Central Park. Come on.
It's crazy. You're not really jealous of our schedule with DC and Atlanta and
I love DC.
The burbs
DC
of Salt
was
Lake.
awesome. DC for us was awesome. And they did a great job in DC bringing the crowd.
Yeah.
The crowd might have been like one of the best like that we had.
Honestly, the Central Park crowd, I can't tell if the ticket prices are not cheap, and I don't. There's not a crazy amount. I don't think there's a crazy amount of like standing or like audience
stands.
Stands. I don't think it's going to be a big structure. It'll be interesting to see if it's like people who are Pickle curious, but like kind of plugged in within New York and like getting tickets or spending money to do something, or is it going to be like the people of the tri-state area that like love Pickle and follow pro and MLP are going to show up?
It's still it's still a very populated area, so you kind of feel like you'll get.
But dude, I'll tell you, New York's coming, but New England Pickle is a year or two behind other parts of the country. You can't find an outdoor court, and a 5-0 in Massachusetts or Connecticut. Yeah, maybe a 4-1. No shots taken, but it's really just different. And I go back to home and visit. It's just a different bubble than obviously Florida, Utah, Ohio, Texas, stuff like that. So it'll be interesting. But I'll be there commentating.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to commentate on Grandstand, and I'm no Greg Dow, but hopefully I can be an Adam Stone light. Some nuance. I just can't reference that I used to play on tour with Dekel and get cramps, but it's okay.
Hey, we practiced together and you beat Quang on tour, so
I mean, I don't know. It's
you beat your own player.
It's tough. It's a tough look. Tough look for him. No, but it shows how fast.
Yeah,
over the last 1 to 2 years.
And the crazy thing is, you improved fast too, and he's just a whole other level.
I was literally just thinking about that this morning biking here. I was like, there's a lot of in any craft, you look back on your first projects or work or writings or paint or art or video that you edited, and it's like, oh god, that's awful. That makes me cringe. And you just see, and I was thinking about like if we watched some recorded matches from a year or two ago, it'd be like it's tough, but. Guang's, but he's earned it all. So props to him. And he's a gamer. Not only is he like a robot in the mechanics, but like mentally himself and Duke have really worked on him being able to compete under the bigger moments. And and I wonder if his confidence of being able to beat Ben in singles multiple times when it's 1-on-1 and there's no partner to bail you out, there's no other weakness. It's just you, and you got to show up. So it's carried over very well. But here this week in Pickle, working on some stupid stuff in the lab. I'm obsessed with drop feeds. I got laughed at from Quang and Bao on the shot that I'm experimenting with. It's the lab, so you got to try something funky. Got to hit people with something new. I don't know if I want to share it just yet, but been working on that. And we've got some good rec games. Carlos and Etienne are going to be playing APP Dallas together next month. So big Stefan, Vern, and I took on them in some best of 9 series, which was
Wow.
fun. And anyways, yeah, just some regular business stuff. And Ranchers have Las Vegas coming up in a few weeks, so prepping for that. And yeah, just excited to be here. And it's not 100 degrees anymore. So
Yeah, Austin weather has been much
Austin's
better.
been mint. This is why
Yeah.
we Austin. 65, 70 when you leave the house now, as opposed to 90 with humidity. So it's been good. But yeah, so we got a free little tasty, juicy tidbit from Dekel on leaving balls. It is a really big challenge.
It is.
I struggle with it, not as much as in the kitchen now, but on drives, especially when I'm unwinding the stack, I'm like, oh, I already kind of feel pressure to not give up the point, do that. And sometimes I'm freaking blocking drives at my shoulder. But anyways, we have another juicy tidbit coming.
Yeah.
And that's going to be Dekel's favorite 2-on-1 drilling.
Yes.
Technique.
Pre-recorded this time because obviously I'm in Atlanta. But yeah, my favorite 3-person drill. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, it's a fun one. And you can get your heart rate up. It can be a good workout, and it's gonna kind of grind you mentally because there's a lot of decisions to be making when you're the one.
It's a great place to work on your speed ups.
Yeah,
that's where I worked on most of the shots I've added.
2-on-1. There you go. So check out that juicy tidbit. Let us know if you have any questions in the DMs individually or on the account. Raise the bar, PB, and we'll go from there. But
we always love to hear from you guys.
Yeah.
Again, loving
to hear from you guys. You've had
some
good fan interactions.
Yeah, exactly. Love to hear from you guys at tournaments. Come say hi. Love talking to you guys. So yeah, thanks for everybody who said good things and just said hi. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. It's Juicy Tidbit time, and we're going to be focusing on our favorite 3-person drill. Either your fourth is late, traffic was too much, or you just really want to be intensely focused on this side. So Dekel is going to describe really quickly what this 2-on-1 drill is and each of our roles.
Yeah. So this is my favorite drill. As the person here alone, I am dinking cross court there with Ryan, but my main focus is working on my attacks. Working on my speed ups, working on my combos. So here I'm trying to be pretty aggressive. I'm dinking cross court with Ryan until he gives me something I feel like I can work with. It's okay if sometimes your attack is a little bit ambitious. You're working on stuff here, so all good. Ryan's role is just dinking cross court. He's working on his cross court dinking, very important as we know. And Carlos here in front of me is working mostly on his counters. Also important. So as you see, everybody has kind of a little bit of a different role, but all of them are very important in our games. So we'll show you a little bit how it looks. I can also dink line to Carlos. It's not like I have to dink only cross court, sorry. But in general, I'm dinking more cross court, waiting for the right time to attack or for the attacks that I'm trying to work on. So maybe sometimes I'll just wait until Ryan pops it up a little bit more if I'm trying to work on my roll volleys. Or maybe I'm working on more bounce speed ups, so I'm going to let it bounce and work on that. So it really depends what you're working on. There's so many different speed ups that we can do. So again, depends on the day and what you feel. Or you can do all of them in the same day. That was a nice combo. Nice, Carlos. Yeah. He's just getting warmed up. Yeah.
just wide. Good leave.
The camera didn't see it out, right? Okay, we're good.
That was a good leave.
All angles covered, baby.
No.
Good dink.
As this person, I'm also working on my dinking, of course. Yeah.
Out.
Challenge. So recently I've been working a lot on my two-hander speed up, like that, and the combos with it. So this drill really helps me to do that and focus on that. I can do that a few times in a row, and it emulates really a real-time game, kind of like a real game situation where the ball is coming from cross court. We do it a lot down the line as well, but I like this one better because most of the attacks we'll have are coming from a cross court dink.
Okay, this is real. We're gonna try 3 balls. That's the 3.
Okay.
Ready?
All right.
Oh, that's 1, baby.
The score.
Let's go.
Yeah. This guy's too good.
Woo! He's gonna be back on the juicy tidbits.
That's what I gotta work with.